to you live.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. It's Ashley and Gus.
Or Gus and Ashley.
With the Couplepreneurs show, Success Secrets from a Power Couple.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we're a power couple. People call us a power couple. Who us?
Yeah. We don't even think about it.
We don't.
But that's okay. Sometimes we have to stop and go, oh, yeah.
They're talking about us.
It's all good.
So tonight we thought we'd share with you, let me step back. We got a package in the mail.
Well, we were away.
We were away.
We were out running a conference.
And the package came from someone who's
so cool.
A super cool, amazing marketer, great guy. And I started opening the package, and then in the inside package said, do a video of unboxing this. Do an unboxing video.
So here we are.
I haven't done an unboxing video in a really long time, and I've only done a couple of them. I'm really not good with them that way. But I thought that we should do this. But let's first talk about. Tonight what we're going to talk about.
I'm going to just confess to the fact that when I got it, I opened it up and I opened everything. I didn't see anything about like doing an unboxing video. So when Gus mentioned it, I'm like, oh, whoops.
I'm going to do an unboxing video of mine. So
So
anyway, tonight we're going to talk about just being who we are and the way we act and the position we put ourselves out in the world of wanting to be successful and hanging around successful people. It naturally draws more successful people into your life. Ashley and I have met over especially the last 4 years. We started really changing how we looked at life.
That's true.
We know musicians that are friends of now that are now on our phones. We could say hi to them. I hate to say hi to them.
Yeah, but
we talk to them and we're friends now. We have professional people, household names that we are friends with now.
I would say people who we would have considered over 4 years ago to be somewhat either untouchable or unapproachable to some degree.
Now they come to us.
That was we were the ones who were being
maybe we were
assuming that they were unapproachable. So.
Super cool, super successful people.
Yeah.
So one of the people we met, and we met him last year, August. His name is Johnny Earl. His better known name is Johnny Cupcakes. I didn't know who he was when we met him. I hadn't
heard of him either, and I thought, what a great name. I mean,
one of the most amazing marketers I've ever met.
He has, I think, one of the most impressive brand stories there is in terms of putting something out there, building a brand, and having followers. And
so again, he goes by Johnny Cupcakes. And let me read you something about Johnny Cupcakes from Wikipedia. Johnny Cupcakes is a clothing brand founded in 2001 by Johnny Earl. The clothing line uses cupcakes as a predominant design motif on its merchandise, often replacing iconic symbols with cupcakes. The brand's insignia is a play on skull and crossbones with a cupcake silhouette replacing the skull. Johnny has cupcake stores that don't sell cupcakes.
Right.
They smell like vanilla.
When you walk into it, and this is part of his presentation when we were there, was talking about all of the things that they did to make their store appear like a bakery, like from the outside, from the signage to the display cases to the smell to
so much. He was telling us a story of how the people were waiting in line to get into the cupcakes store. To get into the store to buy cupcakes.
They assumed it was a bakery,
and it smells like cupcakes on the outside and everything. And the people get in the store and there's no cupcakes, and they're pissed.
I hope somebody on Newbury Street's got a cupcake store.
So anyway, this is his logo, and this is the package.
So this was the package that came in, and we were all like, "Ooh, we got our package from Johnny Cupcakes."
Johnny is also a professional speaker. He has a conference space for small events at his locations up in Boston. You said he was on Newbury Street in Boston.
The store is in Newbury Street in Boston, and I believe he has a space in Brookline, a theater, I think. Yes. So forgive me, Johnny, if I got that wrong, but correct me.
So Johnny.
So let's see what you got.
So Johnny sent us a nice introductory letter, complete with his brand on there.
Let me give you that. Okay. Should I read it while you open the rest?
You can read it. I don't know if I open the rest. Well, I'll not yet, but you can read it.
All right. Well, because he gave his keynote talk in August in New York City, so I was right. That was when we were there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do creative offsites where he can host up to 45 people in his flagship Johnny Cupcakes bakery themed t-shirt shop on Newbury Street. Which, if you lived in Boston the same time I did, it was the old Newbury Comics.
So
yeah,
Johnny also his cupcake
he worked it.
His themed
Newbury
shirts.
Comics.
His themed shirts. I just saw one on his website. A play with the Chiefs and Taylor Smith
Swift.
And it says
Taylor Swift.
What did I say?
Smith.
No, I said Swift.
Okay.
Taylor Swift. Anyway, he played what do you say? Baker's gonna bake on the bar and play on her.
No, I mean that's it. He takes things that are relevant and timely and puts them out there probably faster than anybody. And he also does keynote talk. So if you're interested in him as a speaker, this guy is a genius when it comes to sales, branding, and marketing. So
in his package, first off, we pull out a broadsheet paper.
Yeah.
Nice quality paper stock.
It is. It's nice. It's full color.
And it's all about Johnny speaking.
There you go.
And what he can offer your business to do things. We're not let me just say, we're not promoting him speaking here, but
he was really great. I mean, I will say this is we see lots of speakers at from the events that we attend. That's what the inside of the store looks like.
When you buy a t-shirt, they serve it to you out of the oven.
Isn't that so cute?
So anyway,
I love that. I just love how clever it is, and I
want one of these for our business.
All right, well, let's get to see what I mean. It sparks some creative juices here. So now
everything he has,
the Johnny Cupcakes, and that's like the
look at that.
It's like the wax paper. Well, it's like a bakery bag.
Yeah, so. Kill him with kindness. Johnny Cupcakes.
Yeah. He's gonna break the seal now. Oh.
I'm Italian. I always have a knife.
Oh my god. Just with a blade. Always a good idea.
Full bag.
Okay, so the bag. Hello.
Killing with kindness.
All right, and on the front, so we started.
Those logos and stuff on here.
Yes. What's inside? Ooh. Okay. So I like how it has, what is that, a recipe or, a recipe on it. So he's got a recipe here that looks like, almost like a list of ingredients. I love it. Like the creative fonts, the make cupcakes, not war.
You know, we've seen his stuff in Urban Outfitters. He has postcards and stuff like that. In Urban Outfitters.
It's like a greeting card. I'm like, oh, this is cute. And I flipped it over and it said Johnny Cupcakes. I'm like, get out.
So we have a little brochure in here about Johnny. We have a great, it says notebook, Johnny Cupcakes notebook. I'm going to open this right up.
So if you look at the notebook, it looks like a
certain brand.
A certain brand, but it's
it starts with an L and second word starts with a V.
But if you look, you can see the
little cupcake, the skull and crossbones cupcake design in there. Anyway, kind of cool.
This is hysterical,
isn't it? So we got this Johnny Cupcakes. We got this package here, like a Ziploc bag, like a high quality Ziploc bag. I'm
trying to read this, and I have a sty in my eye, so I can't read very well.
Oh, a bunch of stickers. Treat yourself.
Nice.
Johnny Cupcakes.
Oh, I dig that.
Oh, the panda. I like that. Look at this.
What is it?
Little horse inside.
Okay,
This is kind of cute.
There's a nice coupon.
Certified happy birthday. Birthday card you can send to somebody.
Smokes, man. This is hot.
Sushi birthday card.
Dude, we have got to go to the store.
I'm gonna order some stuff.
I'm gonna go to the
let's
store.
watch True Crime and Snuggle.
Okay.
Cards. Over the moon for you.
All
sort of
right.
reminds me of that other favorite marketer that I follow on Instagram. I'm not going to promote. I'm not going to say it right now.
Okay. Ooh, look, you got socks.
And Johnny Cupcake socks.
What is it with the socks?
Look at these.
Nice. You gonna wear them? When should we wear those?
I don't know. We go to Johnny Cupcakes.
Okay.
Hey, I just want to say a big shout out to Johnny Earl for sending this gift to us.
Absolutely.
Dude, you rock.
So creative.
Thank you.
So much fun. It's just fun, and it makes you think. Like, yeah, let's be kind. Let's be good to each other, and that the best brand to push.
So we started off talking about. I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So we started off this conversation talking about how Ashley and I meet some really cool people. I'm gonna give you some tips, and I think the this word comes back up again. Respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think, and I've met people who, since we've kind of elevated our journey and reached out and met some of these people on a more human level, I would say, like, let's just get to know them personally and professionally, and ask them questions, like get to know them. But I found that a lot of our sort of old friends, or there are some people that we know who are, I'm sorry, I'll put my hand down so it stops autocorrect or auto focusing on me.
Some people we know what?
Well, they kind of like, oh, well, what do they know about this? Or why would I want to talk to them? Or why would I want to get to know them? Or they already seem to have everything figured out. Why would I? And it's just like they get almost standoffish.
One thing I learned, someone who's more successful than you are in whatever way you define success
is somebody you want to hang out with.
They're never going to put you down.
Right.
They're never going to put you down for what you're doing.
Right. Because they want you to succeed, because they want friends at their level.
And everybody I've met, I don't think I've met a single, what you would determine a successful person, whether playing whether a musician, whether a TV actor, actress, we've met some, a public speaker, well-known, a politician. It wasn't an easy. The work had to be put in. They all put the work in, and they're all operating at a level different than most people are operating at.
Right. But I think that that comes, right. You don't get that level of success consistently without putting in the work.
Right.
And investing in yourself, and, putting in the routine of always being busy and putting the work in. And I think most people have an expectation that if they shouldn't have to, or they shouldn't have to do it that long, or it shouldn't have to be very consistent, or whatever that is. And then there's sort of an assumption about somebody who's successful, like, oh, but they probably didn't have to work that hard. And I definitely learned they did. Like they did, and they do. And continue being successsoble.
You look at
they have
somebody,
to continue putting in the work.
Probably one of the most, somebody who's achieving, and I've not met her. Someone who's achieving an incredible high level of success right now is Taylor Swift.
We'd love to meet her.
I'd love to meet her.
Taylor, if you're interested.
We'd love to meet you. We'd love to have you on this program.
We're right.
I'll make you dinner. There you go.
Dad, it's really good food.
Anyway. It's an invitation to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is working her ass off now.
The time.
We heard that she was in Japan and had to fly back for the Super Bowl. That's no joke.
Yeah,
that's and the coordination effort. Even if she has all those hundreds of people around her doing what she has to do,
takes effort.
I guarantee you she's scheduling bathroom breaks.
Yeah,
hey, Taylor, it's 10:30. Do you have to
pee? People make an assumption that she's reached a level of success. She doesn't have to, that she doesn't work hard anymore. She probably works harder than most people.
Oh, there's not even a comparison.
Like every single day.
And she also has to work on. This is another subject that comes up often for us.
What's that?
She has to work on her health. Keeping herself healthy.
Absolutely. If you don't have your health, you have to.
People who didn't manage their health and who are very successful. And I love both of them, Michael Jackson and Prince. They both wound up on the same drug because their bodies were failing them. Their
Right.
this is full disclosure. This is my opinion. They worked really hard. They did their art and their craft, and they did what they did, but they never worked to build the muscles around those body parts that needed those muscles built around.
Right.
They both had hip problems. They both had back problems. And then they start taking the drugs and they get addicted to them. Yeah. They weren't taking the drugs because they're rock and roll stars taking drugs.
Right.
They're taking the drugs to not have the pain anymore.
To take care of their pain and manage their pain. But the problem is when you take something like that and it starts wreaking havoc on your body.
And then you look at somebody like Mick Jagger. Dude works out 4 hours a day. He's constantly working out.
And if you go see him,
Bob Weir.
You get that he works out that long. I mean, he's standing up more than anybody else in
standing, dancing, running, and craziness.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumping all over the stage in a way that you're just like, oh yeah, I'm half your age, and I'm sitting on my butt watching you perform in front of me.
Anyway, go back. It's a managing of the expectations and your health and working hard.
That's the point. Is that you can really. If you take care of your health, you have to take care of your health.
All right, we're getting off subject here.
We are. Let's stop.
So let's go back. So meeting successful people, other successful people.
Yeah.
Right now, Ashley and I surround ourselves with a lot of successful couples. We seek.
We do it on purpose. It's not by accident.
We look for signs of people who are.
We look for people who have good energy together, that respect each other. That respect themselves, that respect where they're going, that also choose to hang out with successful couples.
Have a mission, they're critical, they want to go someplace.
Absolutely. Like, we have a purpose. We have as individuals, we have our own purpose, but we have a very similar purpose. So that the two of us together can actually help support each other in achieving our goals and our dreams.
As one of my mentors pointed out.
Yeah.
We're not always cheery and happy and things go well.
No.
But we know how to pick ourselves back up.
Yeah.
And most successful people do that. I mean, I was really, really interesting article today about ex-Europeans now living in the United States.
And so they're European expats.
Yes.
Interesting.
And
tell me. Oh,
what they were saying was, in the United States, everybody's eager to egg you on to be successsul, and if you fail, they're like, well, you failed, just try it again.
Right.
Apparently in Germany it's not that way.
Okay.
They were like, if you fail, you own that failure for life, and people let you know you failed.
Like a brand.
Yeah,
nice.
brand.
You don't get to try over again. America, the land of second chances.
Yeah, in France you can't start a business without knowing the right people and having this is from the article.
Right.
Without knowing the right people and having a boatload of capital.
Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, it's definitely, it's a bit more of a sink or swim mentality here in the US. But what's good about that is, you might sink, but you're not going to drown. And your ability to hop back up and start swimming again.
If you want more out of life, I think the United
States
is a great place to be.
Yeah.
If you want to have I'm not going to say it's an easy life. If you want to be settled, I think Germany and
it's
a lot of Europe is a the government will take care of you, but you have to do your part in the role. You have to do your part in this society.
Definitely. But I think it's interesting what was probably laid out as the American dream is probably more of something that you would get there now versus here, where you just got to work all the time. I mean, but here's another interesting thing. Right. But what's interesting to me, and especially about the speakers that we've had the pleasure of meeting and the professionals that we've had the pleasure of meeting in the past few years, they really point out that it only takes like 10% more, right? Do 10% more than what everybody else is doing. It's not that much, but it adds up, right? And if you start doing this every single day and on a regular basis with consistency, you start to see results that are much bigger.
What did Jesse Itzler said? If you
practice, so great.
You practice for 17 minutes a day on
anything, new skill. Pick a skill, something that you've been putting off. Like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to learn Spanish, or I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar.
17 minutes a day will be 100 hours at the end of the year. He also talks about throwing with he's got, I think he has all boys. I could be wrong.
No, I think there are a couple.
Anyway,
sorry.
They have a lot of kids.
We don't know,
and they're also the kids are in sports. But he talks about having
like playing catch
for 5 minutes a day with his son, and his son became so much better than everybody else on the team
because everybody else on the team was only going to Saturday practice. Yes. They weren't doing anything on a daily bit. But again, that's that consistency. You're not doing that much more, but you're doing so much more.
I didn't tell you this one. So when we were in Tampa last week, what were you doing when I wasn't with you?
I don't know. Did I go for a run?
Yeah, you went for a run. You went for a run. I went for a walk.
It was so nice.
And I saw this kid and his father, and the kid was probably about 12, 13. And they were playing catch with a football. And the dad was rifling the ball at him. And this kid was catching him every time. And I'm just like, Jesus. I wouldn't be playing against that kid. but it hurts right in the chest. It reminded me of Jesse Itzler just being in that playing that. It reminded me of that scene.
It's sort of that drill for just a few minutes every day. It adds up.
And they were on vacation. I mean, I knew just from the way they were looking. They were in Tampa. They were there for a family trip of some sort. Cool. And he was drilling his son in the park for, I don't know how long. I walked past it for 30 seconds, but it reminded me of that Jesse Itzler and how to go one step further.
But even Robert Herjavec was talking about that too. It's like that 1% more that you do every day and show up consistently every day, that adds up. It's an investment and it grows over time. Like similar to, taking 5 minutes every day to do something. It's like, okay, you're investing in it, and every time you do it, what's the word I'm looking for here?
It's like better. It stacks
every time. It does. It stacks.
It stacks.
It doesn't just accumulate. It stacks.
Yeah. So the other thing. So if you have an opportunity to meet someone,
if there's somebody out there that you admire in terms of like their business prowess or something that they're doing that, even if they're a competitor and you're just like, man, what are they doing? Study them, and then reach out. Reach out and get to know them.
But give them something.
Yeah, of value. Think of what you can do or provide for them that would be of value to them.
Did you get a picture of them on stage? You get a picture of doing something cool? Can I send this to you? Can I hook you up with this?
Is there something that they're trying to do more of?
I knew somebody. So
that's easy for you to offer as help.
There's an international celebrity chef. I'm not going to mention his name, but we know him.
Okay, that took a second.
And I had the pleasure when he was unknown of working at an event and taking his photo at the event, and he was not a known person. And then we met him a second time at a charity event.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and he did something pretty cool, and I got a picture of it. And then so the next time we had a chance to meet him, and he was behind security and behind lines, and I'm like, hey, I got to share something with said chef, and his wife is also very famous. She might be more famous than he is. And I showed him the picture.
You had the photo.
I had the photo handy.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Oh my God,
come on
over.
Let's chat."
We sat there and chatted with him for about 20 minutes. He and his wife, and we got on the subject of whiskey. We were talking about whiskey, and we were talking about different things that
I won't say it's one of my favorite subjects. At the time, I wasn't much into whiskey, but now I've come to appreciate it a bit more.
And he shared his thoughts on the whiskey. But again, we have him as a contact. I know his people. He knows who we are, and it's kind of cool just to be in that realm and being able to talk, shoot the crap
people,
with him on something unrelated to his
How do you like that?
business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I picked up his book, and it's really good. So if you want to know who it is, ask a question or DM me, and I'll
let you know who it is. And then again with the we know some celebrity musicians, and they seek us out when they see us, which is kind of cool.
Because we're fun.
Because we are fun.
I'll fangirl on anybody, pretty much.
We just.
What did we do?
One thing we were talking about something. Somebody just mentioned something about being bored. I'm just like, man, I don't even know what that's. I can't.
Well, didn't you read an article lately that said something about what's missing right now is boredom? Like kids are not bored. So creative part of their heads, their brains, the stuff that we got
home from school when we were kids, and a lot of the people watching this, you came home from school before there were cell phones, and what am I going to do with my life? Like what
I watched TV. I watched copious.
My brother did. I did not.
Yeah, you were out playing with sticks and making.
I was setting shit on fire
with sticks and
getting in trouble and.
I believe that
running from the authority and
yep.
Yeah, and then being caught later because everybody knew each other and Oligasi,
I played it safe and stayed inside.
I knew I was in trouble when my mother would yell, "Augustine Giuseppe Calabrese Jr., get your ass in here!" And there was something. And I just didn't know what it was. I did everything bad.
You pushed the edge of the.
I did everything bad once. I never did.
I wanted my parents to love me all the time and not be mad.
My parents loved me all the time.
I was scared of them. So, but anyway,
I was. See, I could take pain. That was a problem.
You were talking. I wasn't much into pain. Not much into pain.
It didn't bother me.
But yeah, no, we talked a little bit about how boredom is actually an important thing to have because it puts you in a place where you start to think more creatively.
And when I was grounded.
Uh-oh.
Usually the first couple hours I raised such hell or cane and problem.
You got out of being grounded because they didn't.
I never got out of being grounded, but my mother thought twice about grounding me because she didn't want that going on in the house. But me being grounded was me being sent to my room today.
Right.
We can't get our kids out.
Your brother who stayed in the house and watched TV, if he got in trouble, he got sent outside. I think that's so funny.
And he would just sit on the front porch like with hands and say,
I was not an outdoor cat.
They did that. I hated being inside. I was an outside cat.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you get a chance to get to know people, like if you're at a conference and somebody gives a keynote presentation, if you have the opportunity to just introduce yourself afterwards, get to know them, relate to them a little bit on a personal level. Am I? Well, I was all excited when Johnny Cupcakes was talking because as I sat there, the funny thing was this. I was in Boston for like 11 years and it was almost right after I left and I lived like really close to the location where he is now. But at the time it wasn't a Johnny Cupcakes location. So when he started talking about the brand and building the brand and the location, I'm like, oh my God, I used to live like right around this, like literally right around the corner from this place. So I got all nostalgic and was like, I miss Boston. And it was a great place to live for the time that I was there. But yeah, basically I had, I jumped up to chat with him and just ask him some questions because I just related so much on the whole Boston thing.
The other thing we don't do
But
when we meet somebody, here's I think part of when we meet somebody who's successful.
Yeah.
We don't talk about what they do.
Well, we ask them questions like, so what are you trying to do? Or what else do
you
want to do?
What's the future? Where are you going?
What's your big goal?
What's your family look like? What's your family life? What challenges you're facing there?
What's kind of the fun stuff. So, and I think people appreciate that, right? They like being seen not just for what they've accomplished, but kind of what they're working on. I know when we had Maxine Clark speak at one of our women's conferences, she built the brand and the whole business Build-A-Bear workshop. But when she spoke at our conference, I mean, we wanted to have her talk about that, but we were also really eager to have her talk about what she's doing now.
Yeah, she's got a really cool project going on.
She's building an entire neighborhood.
She's helping an underserved community.
Totally
with her own money,
pulling up and collaborating and partnering and
it's interesting. We mentioned her name. We know Carly Fiorina too, and the only reason we're saying their names because it's public knowledge. They've been on our stage. They've worked with us. Carly taught us that there's only basically like eight problems that people are trying to solve.
Right, questions. Eight questions. People have. Like at the end of something, it's always some derivative of the same.
How do I make more money? How do I get promoted? Yeah. How do I lose weight? But it's always the same.
She's right. There are like
it's always the same.
Questions.
How do you find that person that needs da 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 da? How do I get money for my project? whatever it is that you're looking for, how to become more healthy. How do I stop worrying? There's a big one. How do I stop worrying about things? It's the same thing in the movie industry. They said there's only like 4 movies that this.
Or the 4 storylines.
The 4 storyline.
Boy meets girl.
Boy meets girl. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Yeah. Some kind
underdog achieves greatness.
Yeah, they're all most of the most successful movies or the most successful stories are based on sort of the core 4 stories. So, but cool. When it comes to business and building a brand, we really enjoyed meeting Johnny Cupcakes last August. So much so we're still talking about it now.
In fact, they sent us a package.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't like nothing, man. That was some good stuff. You got some goodies in there.
I like it.
And what I love about it is you can spread it around, right? You can send somebody that card. You can put that sticker on something and make somebody smile, right? That's the kind of joy we need to spread.
I encourage you to go look at his stuff. He's really he's one of the most
his
innovative.
Website is johnnycupcakes.com. That's Johnny with an H.
How else would you spell it? With a G?
Yeah, I don't know.
IG?
I never mentioned Johnny.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. We're going to take off.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and share this if you like what you heard. If you have something you need to learn more about or interested in learning more about,
put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments, and maybe we'll do a subject on it. We're doing this. We're trying to do this weekly. We apologize profusely. We tried to do this 2 weeks ago, and our internet connection was terrible.
It was bad.
We were in St. Pete Beach, and we had a guest on, and she was awesome. But
unfortunately, then last Tuesday we were traveling.
Last Tuesday we were literally on a plane.
Yeah. So we couldn't do this
at this time.
Although that would be interesting to do this from an airplane. Wouldn't it? That'd be cool. We should try to figure out how to do that.
When we get a private plane, we can do that.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Mwah.